Do you want a cha-cha bridging master's degree? If not, let me show you what you'd learn. You'll be able to start the bridge off of 3 blocks and leap off of them with incredible speed. You'll be able to do 360s and even ladders, ooh ah. You can even do them diagonal, 360s and ladders, ooh ah. And you can even do turns as well. There's no limits to what you can do with a master's degree in cha-cha bridging. So this video, I will be giving a master's course on cha-cha bridging by showing you its advanced techniques and style tricks that go beyond the base bridge itself. So let's start the course with the simpler techniques and work our way to the more advanced ones. There are 2 ways you can do a turn. You can gain height by going up 1 block, or you can skip the top block, which is faster. Either way, you start by landing on the 2nd block after your jump. It's easy to land too close to the edge and fall, so make sure you strafe close enough to your bridge so that won't happen. If you're turning the fast way, the next step is to release right click, and while staying on the 2nd block, turn your crosshair with your back facing the side you'll be turning the bridge to. Make sure that right after you land on the 2nd block to also hold your strafe key in the direction you're turning. Then, once you're at the side edge, release your strafe key and start the bridge again by jumping backwards and holding right click. Now here's what you have to do to turn by going 1 block up. Repeat the same step of landing on the 2nd block, but don't let go of right click or spacebar. Tap W as you land and jump up, with your crosshair looking down at the 2nd block. Make sure that you're not sprinting when you tap W, otherwise you'll run forward. If you're a toggle sprint player, then tap W right after you've left the ground from your jump. That way, you won't run forward. A block will automatically be placed when you jump. Then, release your spacebar, right click, and W key. Then you turn the same way as without building a block up by strafing and turning your back to where you're going and starting the bridge again. For learning turns, I recommend practicing these steps one at a time, with pauses in between. Try to land on the 2nd block, take a pause, then strafe and turn to the side, take a pause, then jump backwards and bridge. That's everything for turning, so let's go to leaping off the bridge. While you can bridge all the way up to your destination, it will always be faster and more efficient to leap off your bridge early and land at your destination. Here's how you do that. Just like with turning, you want to land on the 2nd block. Then release spacebar and right click. Then turn 180 degrees and sprint jump forward. Don't press W too early while you're still turning backwards, or else you won't sprint jump forward. Also make sure that you release spacebar before landing on the 2nd block. If you hold it, you also won't sprint jump. By following these steps, you can leap forward across 3 blocks. These steps apply to diagonal bridging as well. Just land on the 2nd block, turn, and sprint jump forwards just as explained before. You can also use this mechanic on the first 2 blocks of your bridge, which will increase your player's reach over small distances versus jumping off the edge normally. Also remember that properly judging when to leap backwards is extremely important, because leaping too early will cause you to miss your destination. Being able to judge distances properly comes with experience, but you can always check the distance between you and your destination before you start the bridge. And while you're bridging, you can use 3rd-person perspective to see if your destination is close. Just like with turning, I recommend you practice this in steps. Land on your 2nd block, take a pause, turn around, take a pause, then sprint jump forward. Now let's talk about the final piece of movement tech in this video, the 3-stack jump. One way you can start the bridge is by running forwards and placing blocks underneath you to bridge on. You can do this with 1 block, 2 blocks, all the way up to 3 blocks in the air. I don't actually know what this is called, I just call it a 3-stack jump. Now building up 3 blocks as you're running forward is much harder than 2 blocks, but I'll show you how to do it consistently. Let's start with the first 2 blocks. The first block is simple. Just jump forward and aim your crosshair at the block you're going to land on. For the 2nd stack, aim your crosshair 3 blocks away and place the next 2 blocks as you're jumping up. For the 3rd stack, the timing is extremely important. You have to aim at the right area and jump at the right time for it to work. Run forward on the 2nd stack until you're at the edge, and aim your crosshair as close to the bottom edge of the 3rd block in front of you. The top edge of that block is out of your range, so always aim at the lower half of the block. Then start right clicking right as you're at the edge of the 2nd stack, and jump after the 1st block has been placed. The timing is very sensitive and can take a long time to master, but it's very fun, and paired with the cha-cha bridge leap, you can catch a lot of distance with it. So that covers everything for movement techniques. Now we'll cover a couple of style tricks. The first style trick we'll go over is the 360 spin. It looks crazy, but it's very simple. Start by landing on the second block, then release S and right click as you spin your crosshair a full 360 degrees. Right at the end of the spin is when you hold S again and jump off the bridge. Then hold right click and start the bridge again. You can also use this 360 method on diagonal bridges. To do that, land on the second block, release right click and spin a full 360 degrees, and then jump off your bridge and start it again. So that's everything for 360s. It's very simple.
Nope, that's not how you do it. There's another way to do it, which could be easier for some people. So what you do here is to start with the cha-cha, and right after you have done the 360, stop holding everything and clutch on the block. This will make the 360 way safer if you're not used to timing. And this is how you cha-cha okay.
So those are two different ways that you can 360 with the cha-cha bridge. Now, let's talk about the final trick in this video, ladders. In order to ladder consistently, you need to be able to instantly hotkey between blocks and ladders. The scroll wheel won't work for this. Instead, I recommend using extra buttons on your mouse or using keys close to WASD. Whatever it is you choose to go with, you have to be comfortable pressing both of them instantly after each other, while also holding S and tapping strafe keys. Personally, I use the F key for my blocks and the C key for my ladders. Alright, now for placing blocks. Right after you jump off of your second block as you peak in jump height, release right click and lower your crosshair to the side of the block. Then hotkey to your ladder slot and place a ladder. Raise your crosshair up ever so slightly and immediately hotkey back to your blocks to place one. You'll land on the block you've placed, and as you jump up again, you can restart the bridge normally. Using ladders on a diagonal bridge is a little trickier. Once you jump off the second block, you need to lower your crosshair to the side of the ladder's hitbox in order for the block to be placed in the right spot. Alright, you have officially made it to the end of this Cha-Cha Bridging Masters course. Remember that each of these tricks can be repeated and mixed together in any order you'd like once you get used to them. Also know that these aren't the only things you can do with the bridge. Just like fruit bridging, there's so many wacky things that you can do. And by learning how to do each of the tricks in this video, you give yourself a whole toolbox of ways to do unique Cha-Cha bridges. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.